speaking power. First, one must control his speaking power. Every one of us has the power of speech. As soon as we get an opportunity to begin to speak, if we do not speak about Krishna consciousness, we speak about all sorts of nonsense. A toad in a field speaks by croaking. And similarly, everyone who has a tongue wants to speak, even if all he has to say is nonsense. The croaking of the toad, however, simply invites the snake. Please come here and eat me. Nevertheless, although it is inviting death, the toad goes on croaking. The talking of materialistic men and impersonalist Mayavadi philosophers may be compared to the croaking of frogs. They are always speaking nonsense and thus inviting death to catch them. Okay, let's go through these points. Hare Krishna. You turn the camera or?
Yeah.
Vacho Begum. Controlling the urge to speak. Vacho Begum, controlling the urge to speak. So, Srila Prabhupada, materialist, and Mayavadi. Materialistic people, they will speak so many topics, right? Especially now in social media, so many things are being discussed on every possible topic out there. But at the end, the value is zero. Nobody is benefiting from it. Nobody is benefiting. So much discussion, panel discussions, okay, let us see, where are all the speeches, where are they coming out? In all the various, in the various social media, in so many things. Just to name few: Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Okay, that's okay. We can carry on the whole day. So in social media, so much by itself. See, by the way, by itself, social media by itself is neutral. Social media by itself is neither good nor bad. How you use it, like a knife. A knife in the hand of an expert surgeon, neurosurgeon or something. He will use the sharp knife for benefit, isn't it? To remove some tumor or some in a very practical medical way. The neurosurgeon will use. But a knife in the hand of a some terrorist, some dacoit, some unwanted person, he will use it for murdering, killing, So no fault of the knife, just that the person with what kind of intention is using it. So similarly, social media, all these items by themselves are good propaganda machinery. They're useful, especially in modern times, But depending on what you are propagating, if you are propagating, all the things that are going to take you to hell, there is no God, correct? We are only God. Life is meant for enjoying, eat, drink, and be merry. All these kind of propaganda. Enjoy to the maximum. Ekdam give minimum importance to self-realization. So many words, minimum, and minimize Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is minimized, and then propagate things that are against Sanatan Dharma. Then it will be a disaster. So it will be careful, materialist people on social media. And why, now I want to ask you, why Prabhupada, in what manner is Srila Prabhupada using the this croaking of toad? Direct meaning of croaking of toad is in the field near some pond or something. Croak. Who can croak like a frog? Who can give a demo? Who? Practical demo, who can give? I'm sure in your school, college, some many things. Can we imitate the croaking of a frog? Actually, I'll tell you, living in Guwahati, we don't even know what is a frog. Anyone seen a frog?
Yes.
Yes. Have you? If you go outside Guwahati, you'll see frog. I grew up in hill station, Shillong hill station. I grew up in the tea gardens. Regular basis frog was there. Deeporville, if you go to Deeporville and all, then you will see. But in the heart of Guwahati, Ulubari, Panbazar, Fasibazar and all, human frog, but not real frog, you will not see. You go, see? So, croaking of frog is croaking, but frog is thinking, he's doing a great job by croaking. But who is paying attention to the frog's croaking? The snake. My dumb. Morning, my breakfast is well, this is the ghunti, ding 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 ding. So the frog is sending ding 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 ghunti, and the snake comes and swallows the frog. So it is simply attracting death. Simply at the end, simply what is happening by attracting death. So simply the meaning here is a person whose tongue is not controlled, is out of control. Simply talking. In other words, what is happening is these people are avoiding the real goal of life and talking, days and years and decades are passing by. At the end, death comes and swallows. And when death comes, when one goes to Jamraj, and then his record is maintained by who? Chitragupta. Chitragupta will read out. See, whole life nonsense on Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and so on. This was his. What is his contribution? His talk. What was his contribution? It's simply digital space. He used up all the megabytes and terabytes. This many terabytes of useless talk of no value, completely no value. You understood? This is the materialistic people, completely the croaking of toad, attracting. Their words are words of no value. It seems like some of the books and all they publish. The cover is very nice, fat book. It seems like it will give you all the solution to all your problems. It give you the solution, but it will. There's this story from Srila Prabhupada. He was traveling by flight, and in front of his seat was Time magazine. Nowadays, we don't see Time magazine. In the 70s, it was very popular. Prabhupada took this Time magazine, and for half an hour, he was reading the Time magazine, some articles like that. And Prabhupada, he said, see, these people have presented in such an interesting manner. You cannot put it down. But at the end, you get headache only. And then you'll get a headache. But at the same time, they put it in an attractive way, with the way the layout is, the way the graphics are, the font size. They're very professional. The way they study the psychology of the reader. What is the font size they like? Jai Sri Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna. Now, I think I will stop croaking like a frog. Hare Krishna. So, croaking of toad, croaking of frog, no value, simply approaching death with no. Dui podo pushu. What is Dui podo pushu? Two-legged animal. Simply, the talks are simply centered around eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. In a very sophisticated way. But the topic is eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We may not understand when a dog is barking. Dog is barking. Bo, 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 bo. We don't understand what he's talking, but we can guess what that dog is. Where is food? Where is the opposite gender? Where is this is his, this is my territory. Don't come. That day I simply went for Japa walk around a water tank, that circular road. Temple, the student, it cannot try this 18 person. I simply went, let me see, one Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. On the opposite side, some construction going on, one black dog. He started chasing me. I was so much scared. But the laborers were feeling bad, devotee is chanting, this dog is disturbing, whatever his name, hey, calling him back, wait, don't disturb. But anyway, I just continued. But he was boho. But I could not literally translate, but I understood what he's telling. This is my territory. Who are you to walk without my permission, without offering your pranams to me? How dare you? That was his basic. But those they only up to a limit actually. Once you leave their territory, then next dog's territory. They know that. That much they know. Better not interfere with another dog. So within the limited circle they have. They're simply barking like that kind. Words of no value, and days are simply passing with no self-realization, no understanding of soul, no understanding of devotional service, and so on and so forth. So just attracting death out there. Then next, this is even a more dangerous class. No more dangerous class. More than materialists are Mayavadi. Do you know why? I'll give you an example. Say you have there's a patient who has illness, and this person he is having illness, and he knows very well on the footpath there are these so-called quacks, so-called doctors, and they put a poster also. You come here, we'll solve you this problem, this. You see all this. We have ultimate medicine, and all this problem, that problem, this problem. The whole list is there. So the patient will know that this is a quack. I'll not go. This is very clear. It's very clear out there. But on the other hand, there is a proper what you call chamber. Yeah. Doctor so and so, proper chamber, and doctor so and so, his degree so much from Glasgow, something from Aberdeen, something from Edinburgh. All this, list is given, and is there. Photo is also given, and reception is there. You pay 500 rupees, and then you go in. He checks out there. But it so happened, it's you'll be attracted. But this actually is a fake fellow. There's a lot of scam, you know that? You know Advaita Avatar, President Prabhu's son, he's a doctor. You ask him, he'll tell you how much scam is there in the medical field. How much, you can pay money and buy doctor certificate. It's possible. There's a big racket. You can practice somewhere nobody will ask. In some simple place, you'll go to say Mongoldoy. Nobody will question you. And little bit hi-fi car, hi-fi chamber, or nice decoration. Some photos you put, of disease, like that. Some of it. Your fake certificate, and nowadays you can Photoshop, you can Photoshop that you have received an award, Modi has given you award, Modi is there and you are there, and Modi is giving that award to someone else, but you can Photoshop and put your photo. So everybody, Modi has given him Republic Day, special, all this. But he is actually fake number one. So now of the two, the so-called doctor sitting on the roadside, nobody gives importance. And this so-called sophisticated doctor, who's more dangerous? Sophisticated doctor, because he is going to kill you. The roadside quack, no chance of killing you. He'll avoid. So on one hand, you have this materialistic. They don't have any philosophy. They just, materialist philosophy is, Prabhupada actually said, there is nothing new. This materialistic philosophy. Already, thousands of years ago, we had one rishi called Charvaka Rishi, Charvaka Muni. What did he say? You remember? Rinam Kritva Gitam Privet. In other words, the full sentence, somehow or the other get Kritam, ghee. Because in Vedic times, if you have ghee, that is very high standard of sense gratification. You can make very wonderful preparations. Puri, halwa, different type of sweet ghee, pure, nice, high quality deshi ghee. It is the most tastiest food. Ghee and ghee and its derivatives. Gomata is so nice. Gomata gives us all these wonderful gifts out there. And this Charvaka Muni is telling somehow beg, borrow, steal, take on rent or whatever, somehow or the other get ghee. In other words, get your sense gratification. That is the meaning. Somehow or the other, get your sense gratification. This is the message coming from the materialists out there. But Mayavadis, they are presenting as though they are giving you the absolute truth, philosophy. They're giving you the absolute truth. This Mayavadis. The Mayavadi darshan is a very, very, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, avoid at all cost. This Mayavadi darshan. This Mayavadi darshan, what it is telling is, I'll tell you some of the dangerous things about this Mayavadi darshan. Mayavadi, I'll tell you some of this. Some of the things. Krishna's form. Krishna has a wonderful form. Krishna's form is false. We all know that Krishna has the most wonderful root. There's nothing sweeter than Krishna's form. But Krishna's form is false. Correct? Krishna's form is false. That means what we are doing is all the deity worship and all completely zero value. Krishna's form is false. Krishna's name, that means we are wasting time. Yeah, I use this. It will put. Name is Krishna's name is, that means we are simply wasting our time. Krishna's name is false. Krishna's form is false. You understand? That means this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, ultimately has no value, zero value. This is the philosophy behind it. I'm telling you in what exactly this Mayavadis are telling. And so many things. We know what you call there is no variety. This varieties or variety is false. You understand? So many things, so many variations, so many varieties, so many things are happening, different relations, everything is false. It's just an illusion. Our meeting today is illusion. This board is illusion. I said? This all illusion. Correct? What else is illusion? Everything. From time we wake up, all illusion out there. And and the most dangerous thing is, I am God. I am God. You know, we are all, I am God, I am God, I am God, I am God. We are one big, homogeneous, common God. Brahmajuti God. Like this kind. God, everything. So this Mayavadi, it is not going to help anyone. Srila Prabhupada, he wrote one before starting ISKCON. Before starting ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada, he wrote a letter to one minister or some senior person. He wrote to him that Mayavadi philosophy is the #1 cause of sense gratification. Mayavadi philosophy is the #1 cause of sense gratification. Especially Prabhupada was telling all this, nonsense cinema songs, cinema dance, cinema, all these things, all a result of Mayavadi philosophy. How is that? Do you know how? Because I'll tell you clearly what Mayavadi philosophy is telling that after I die and say I got mukti, after getting mukti, what will I do? For rest of eternity, from the date of my death till rest of eternity, I'll be doing nothing. I will simply be merged in Brahmajyoti, nothing. Right? So when I hear this philosophy, now in this world, maybe there's misery, but also there's happiness also. There's happiness or not? Some happiness is there, of course. Some happiness is there. I have my friends, social activities, correct? Maybe Dr. Besburwa. Dr. Besburwa, #2. I did not see the original. I missed out. so now with my friends, we will go to see Dr. Besburwa. Some excitement is there. See the movie, popcorn, all this. So some pleasure is there in material sense gratification. But as per Mayavadi philosophy, that also is gone. Whatever little I'm getting, that also no misery is also there, no happiness. No, happiness also gone. So what kind of life is this? Neutral. What kind of life? This is a completely horrible life. Zombie. Ekdam zombie life. Ekdam zombie. Nothing. Zero zombie kind of life. So anyway, I'm going to die. So from now till death, it is going to be rest of eternity is going to be miserable. So I might as well maximum my sense gratification. I'm going to miss out anyway. This, I'll give you an example. Supposing someone tells you, from tomorrow, Monday, all you will get to eat is boiled potato. Breakfast, what you will get? Lunch, what you will get? Dinner, what you will get? Snacks in between, what you will get? Tuesday, what you will get? Rest of eternity, what you will get? So today, what you will do when you hear this? Maximum, no? Anyway, from tomorrow, miserable life. From tomorrow, it's a miserable life. Boil aloo, boil aloo, boil aloo, aloo shiddo, aloo shiddo, aloo shiddo. Today, I will make all planning. Whatever. Pizza, ho, momo, ho, maximize it because it's going to be. So similarly, when I hear such a philosophy, and by the way, this Mayavadi philosophy is spoken by people whose senses are controlled. I'll tell you, Mayavadi philosophy, their headquarters is in quite close to where I am, from near Bangalore. There's a place called Sringeri. Sringeri Mott. Sringeri Mott was established by Shankaracharya. And they have very learned sannyasis. Ekdom, they know Sanskrit backward. They know Sanskrit. They're very controlled. The senses, mind are controlled. The characters are good, very, very good characters. Like that thing. So when they speak, you take it seriously. So when they start speaking all this, Krishna's form, I am God, we are all God, Krishna's name is false, there is no variety, everything is one, etc., 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 etc. It is very convincing. It is very, very convincing. But it is, see, materialistic, what they talk is zero value. Mayavadis, what they talk is not zero value, it's negative value. It is negative. Do you know why it is negative value? Let me write this down. Okay, I'm going to erase this. This is our materialist speech has zero value. It's just empty. Just empty. Mayavadi speech has negative value. More destructive, more dangerous, negative value. Because this will remain, huh? Okay. Mayavadi philosophy, what is going to happen is once this Mayavadi, what they talk, what Mayavadis talk, once it goes inside you, once you are infested by this Mayavadi philosophy, it is almost impossible to get it out. It's almost impossible to get it out. If somebody tells you, Krishna consciousness is so nice, you will say yes, yes. But this is just the beginning, this Krishna consciousness. Ultimately, there is no Krishna. This is useful in the beginning. If you bring a Mayavadi, they will say, they will offer pranam and everything. Yes, yes, the deity is correct. But this is just preliminary stage. Chanting of the holy name is preliminary stage. Later on, when you realize you are the holy name. You are the holy name. This is Mayavadi. So in that manner. I think you have heard this story. This is from Austria, not Australia, Austria. Austria is famous for music, very famous, especially violin. So there was one violin teacher. This violin teacher, he put up notice. I'm going to now teach violin. And if you are interested in learning violin, two posters here. If you do not know anything about violin, your fees is some $50 or something. Next poster, if you know something about violin, your fees is $100. So one candidate, he went and questioned this teacher. Correct? If somebody knows violin, it's better for you only. You have to teach him less. But if somebody doesn't know violin, you have to start everything from zero. Then the teacher explained, the candidate who already knows violin is more difficult because first I have to make him unlearn everything. Because what he has learned is all wrong. I have to make him from minus, I have to bring him to zero. I have to bring him to scratch level, forget what you have learned. Then only I can newly teach him violin. This was exactly the situation faced by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, he tried to establish Krishna consciousness in India. There was in Jhansi. In Jhansi, he tried to establish League of Devotees. He even gave a name, League of Devotees. But Prabhupada said in India, nobody is interested. Everybody knows. Right? Sometimes you have experience in book distribution. What is one common answer? Everything we know. Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and there are no Pandit. Everybody is a Pandit. Ramayana Pandit, Mahabharata Pandit, Bhagavad Gita Pandit, correct? And I'm very all of you did know everything. In India, this is the situation. But Srila Prabhupada, when he arrived in New York, and his first people he was encountered were the hippies. These hippies, they did not know anything. They did not know nothing they knew. So when this Swamiji from India came and started telling them, they were like sponge, you know that? A dry sponge, you see, you take it to a bucket of water. What happens to the dry sponge? Come immediately with great enthusiastic. So these hippies, when Srila Prabhupada is telling them about the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Srila Prabhupada is telling them about teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, they were absorbing it like sponge. They were so happy. They were so happy that this is such wonderful life of Krishna consciousness, and Swamiji is offering us, telling us this. So Srila Prabhupada understood that India, I was a failure in my preaching, but here Krishna has given me the best opportunity. The best opportunity. Correct? So the idea is, if somebody is infested with these Mayavadi things, like most of India, if you speak about Vedanta, if you approach with the knowledge of Vedanta, they will only think there is Advaita Vedanta. Shankaracharya's Advaita Vedanta. They think this is the only explanation. That there is a explanation given by Ramanujacharya, explanation given by Madhvacharya, explanation given by all the Vaishnava Acharyas, explanation given by Lord Chaitanya. That is of no consideration. Shankaracharya's explanation of Vedanta is the only reality, and Shankaracharya's explanation is Advaita Vedanta. You understand? That means it's Mayavadi thing. Many people, it's quite common. Anybody knows a little bit about spirituality, anybody knows, they will start talking about Advaita Vedanta. Okay, so they also, this is simply materialist croaking of frog, and Mayavadi, it is simply croaking of frog. Okay, so let's continue. Wait. Controlling speech, however, advocates positive process of Krishna Katha, engaging the speaking process in glorifying the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The tongue can thus glorify the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. The preacher of Krishna Katha is always beyond the clutches of death. This is the significance of controlling the urge to speak. So we have to control. See, there are, I'll tell you. Control speech. Okay, at one stage, on one level, there is talking. Okay, talking nonsense is one level. Talking nonsense. Then another thing we discussed was talking Mayavadi philosophy. Talking nonsense is general materialistic. Talking Mayavadi philosophy, right? Talking nonsense, reject. We understood why talking nonsense, just attracting them. Talking Mayavadi philosophy, I just explained to you. It's a wrong philosophy. It's not correct. Clear so far? Then next level, I will not talk nonsense. I will not talk Mayavadi philosophy. I will do what is called Mauna. I will not talk anything at all. I will not talk anything at all. Which is an improvement over talking nonsense and talking Mayavadi philosophy. In other words, instead of eating junk food, I will not eat anything. I'll stop eating junk food. So at one level, problem is solved or not? I'm protecting myself. All this oily, all this junk food, which is not good for fizzy drinks, all these things. I will stop. Correct only, no? I'm doing. But only stopping, will it help? So Mona is better than this. That is being silent. Then we are going to come to the level of talking Krishna consciousness topics. You understood? Talking Krishna conscious topics. This is the best. This is the conclusion about Vacho Vegam. Regarding the topic regarding Vacho Vegam, this is the conclusion. The conclusion is take Krishna conscious topics and talk about that. Automatically, when we are engaged in Krishna conscious topics, the urge to talk nonsense, the urge to talk Mayavadi philosophy, all this will go away. It is actually very common psychology. Very common psychology is, what is the best way to remove bad habit?
Good habit.
Replace it with good habit. Replace it with good habit. What is the best way to avoid junk food?
Eat nutritious food.
Eat nutritious food. That will satisfy your tongue also, give you health also. And automatically you will, because you will see the benefit in front of your eyes. In front of your eyes, you will experience the benefit. I eat junk food, my tongue was very happy. But later on, I used to feel heavy, I used to feel, what you call, not healthy, feeling dull, headache, all these things. Well, but when I'm eating nice, simple, healthy food, and I'm feeling light, I'm feeling healthy, I'm happy, I can be more productive. Isn't it? So this is this common psychology, which Srila Prabhupada is writing in the purport. So tolerate the urge to speak. I want to, in other words, what practically what it means to us is, instead of, of course I can talk nonsense all day. That choice is of Krishna given us the independence. All that nonsense. But
when I'm with my friends, something like that. If they are not open, if they are not open to what I have to say, then I keep quiet. But if somebody is a little bit open, something I can sit with them. Today Sunday morning there is program. This is what we do, and they may challenge you. What is the use? What are the challenges? Your friends or relatives? You're from your home only. From home and friends. What are some of the challenges that was addressed from? What did they say? First of all, tell me how many came without straightforward telling. I'm going to. What did you tell in the morning?
Yesterday, actually, I came to temple. To stay in the temple.
Stay last night? Yeah.
Actually, I told only to my mother.
Acha, mother is okay. But others?
I haven't told my mother.
Okay. You? Oh, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Huh? So what? Acha, you have told nothing.
Actually, I told only to my mother.
Okay. You told your mother. Anyone else?
This is not about this.
This age is not for. This age is not for. This age is
Enjoyment.
enjoyment. Right? This age is age of enjoyment, not for Krishna consciousness. Very good. What else?
Putin will get destroyed by eating vegetarian.
They become very concerned about planet Earth. Very concerned.
He will get.
Morning they will throw all the plastic garbage from their house. And now suddenly they become very concerned about eco-friendly planet. Food chain will get disturbed. Yeah, nice one.
You will get weaker by eating vegetarian.
Vegetarian will become weak. Will not be able to fight the invaders.
Ice power will
Become weak.
if you don't get
The bone will become weak.
Sunday.
Sunday to Monday, all day and day.
All sorts of food you should eat. All these arguments.
Especially one of my relatives said that here the Krishna is foreigner, it's not Hindu Krishna.
Imported
Krishna is don't think like that. Established by Bhagavati Krishna, who was an American. Bhagavati Prabhu was the first temple president. I don't meet him after it. Bhagavati Prabhu established. Our deity actually is Radha Krishna deity. But because Assam Secretary Rukmini is given to Radha Krishna. Because some connection with Assam. The first time of Krishna coming and kidnapping Rukmini. So, keeping the local understanding. So, the Radharani, the position is Radharani. Left hand is like this, right hand is the dancing pose. It does the dressing finger. It's a dancing deity, isn't it? Rukmini is never in dancing position. Rukmini is more like Sita. Sita is never in dancing position. She will be in like Ashirvad position or something. So, but this is in dancing position. This is Radharani. Radharani, but the main is Rukmini out there. So established by foreigner. Tell them Krishna is not foreigner. Established by foreigner. Krishna is so great. He allows anyone to. They say this foreign Krishna. This one. Very interesting. No, anything to avoid the real. Anything. These dialogues are simply. They know the real Krishna consciousness is heavy surrender. They fall in the category of nonsense talking. And we know this either we tolerate them or avoid them, or if we have to actually lying for Krishna is allowed. Once we are told not to lie. Lying is bad, we should be honest. But lying is allowed when it is a matter of my spiritual advancement. For a matter of my spiritual advancement, just like a very simple thing. There is a mother and there's a small child. Small child doesn't want to take medicine. Very important. Has to take a bitter medicine. child will throw that bottle away. So mother has to think of different ways. I will mix the medicine with tasty food, some tasty food, something, and the child will not know. In other words, lying. Mother is lying, not giving the real information, covering it up. But is the lie good or is the lie bad?
Good.
The lie is beneficial for the child.
Yeah.
The lie is beneficial for the child. So if a lie is beneficial for my Atma, lie is beneficial for my spiritual survival, lie has to be given. Don't be foolish. But when it is required, how to it? Just to for my spiritual upbringing, correct? Otherwise, we don't lie. Okay, I think. Yeah, that's this is Vacho Vegam is next paragraph. Manasu Vegam. We start. So we'll not begin Manasu Vegam. Vacho Vegam topic is. So any questions? Yes.
This is the concluding to Arjun speak. I'm very much suffering from this, especially nowadays. So what happens when I go to college, there are my friends, I speak with them very nonsense things, not aggressive words, just some words like that he's about like the girls they like and all. And I like to provoke teachers very much. Like the more the senior they are, more I like to provoke them in this class by asking some people. Fun questions. So, Miss, how is this hurting and how can I stop this? I'll tell you.
Just for now, enjoy your college days. I think I told you to say just few years in college out there, and the environment is like this. Environment is like that only. So much, don't worry. Just you cannot be a Mona or Sapu. With your college, with your friends and all, mix with them. But you're going to be chanting your rounds back at home. You know that you'll be honoring Prasad. All these things, your basics are correct. But with our friends, little musty and all, they're not going to hear your Krishna consciousness out there. And no, at the same time, you're not making any false propaganda or something. You're not making any false. You're just having some jokes and fun and along with that. You're a normal, regular college kid. You're sitting in the classroom, pulling somebody's leg, pulling the teacher's leg. Part of college brain. Isn't it? So don't beat yourself too heavy with it. And you know very well you're in college for your studies. These are sideshow. These are sideshow. Isn't it? So the sideshows will go on. But you know very well you have to study Srila Prabhupada's books. You know very well you have to chant Hare Krishna. Right? The self-realization part is here. With your friends, what to do. And some little bit of rust is also there. With your friends and all those things. Few hours. Once you get out of it, then serious life will start. Isn't it? Once you get to higher college, then more, then you not get this kind of friends. Everybody walks serious in university and all that. And then job and career and all that comes. When you're with your, there's a saying, while in Rome, what is the saying? While in Rome, you heard this? While in Rome, do as the Romans do. You heard this saying, anything? Oh, not so popular now. Like something like that. Like little bit of that is while you're in college with your friends or some outing or something. Okay. Yes. Some social life. So you know very well to keep the limits. The limits are known to you. But keep your sense of Krishna consciousness strong. It's not that in college suddenly you become a great sadhu right now. Liberate the whole college with your presence. That's not going to happen. Be a regular student. Do nicely in your studies. But privately, your Krishna consciousness and your almost every day come to that. Okay, thank you. Anything else? Yes.
You said that Mayavadi's senses are also controlled.
Yes, yes.
And we are also doing the same thing. We are trying to control the senses. And how the Mayavadis are not doing the devotees? Because their senses also why are not they?
Good question. Good question. Mayavadis are even better than us in tapasya and all that. Because they are very much there. This is the main thing, controlling senses and all this. So they don't have anything positive. Because they don't have anything positive Krishna conscious out there. But this is part of their sadhana. Some things, some of our Krishna conscious practice is matching. Controlling these 6 items actually. Controlling the speech, controlling the mind, controlling anger, controlling tongue, belly, gentle. All these even they follow. We also follow, even they follow. But they go up to 0. But we go on a positive scale. Controlling the mind does not mean no thoughts. Controlling the mind means having Krishna conscious thoughts. Controlling anger means not like no anger, we will learn. Means we should be angry. Like Hanuman was angry. Anything that is disturbing Krishna's service, we should be angry. And so on. And like this thing. So Mayavadis is also control their senses. But this they don't proceed. And they have a wrong philosophy. They have error philosophy, which is very dangerous, not only a small error, very dangerous error. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has warned us. Don't associate, don't get into it. Know it academically, what it is. So you are not misled. Don't start studying Shankara's Shariraka Bhashya, Mayavad Darshan. That is very dangerous. Study our Vaishnava. Yes.
मैंने किया था ब्रह्म कुमारी
Brahma Kumari.
ये मैंने किया था
क्या वो बुफे में?
नहीं बिफोर देन
अच्छा.
सर क्लास भी किया था कुछ माथा के ऊपर से गया कुछ मतलब इंटरेस्ट था ही नहीं.
अच्छा.
उधर में मतलब ब्रह्म ज्योति में हम लोग फोकस करने लगे.
हाँ.
क्या क्या बोलते हैं देश खत्म हो जाएगा.
वो लोगों ने 4 साल दिया था मुझे क्लास 6 में.
अच्छा.
अभी तो क्लास 10 तो पार हो गया.
अभी तक प्रलय नहीं हुआ.
अभी उसके बाद इंजीनियरिंग का भी 4 साल खत्म हो गया.
तब भी नहीं हुआ.
अभी भी करना है.
स्पेकुलेशन. एग्जैक्टली कुछ पता नहीं.
लेकिन वो लोग गीता को ही फॉलो करते हैं लेकिन
आखिर तो
उन लोगों का अलग सा गीता है.
रॉन्ग कमेंट.
कृष्ण को प्रिंस समझते हैं भगवान.
उन लोग का अंडरस्टैंडिंग करेक्ट नहीं है. कोई बात.
I have a teacher in school. He also feels like Mayavadi. He says Krishna is Guru.
Krishna is
Guru. He's not in our textbook, NCERT textbook, many textbooks. There are many poems about Krishna, like what's her name?
Mirabai.
Mirabai's Bhajan, Udasan. Then I asked why there is so much about Krishna. Most of the things is about Krishna. Most of the poems. He says Krishna is Guru. He is not God. God is Nirankar.
God is Nirankar. So that is not correct. Krishna is Guru and beyond. He plays the role of Guru, Bhagavad Gita, and he is the supreme personality of God. Krishna is Sarathi. Somebody says he is a Uber driver. In fact, the Sarathi is Arjuna's Uber driver. That is one part of Sarathi plus more. Okay? Yeah.
Give some small description about Advaita, Dvaita, Advaita. This becomes example.
Difference. Yeah. Ultimately, see, both are Advaita and Dvaita. Both are trying to understand the absolute truth. Satyam Param Dhimani. Both are the general topic is the same, absolute truth. As per the Advaita, absolute truth is Nirvishesha. Nirvishesha, no variation, all one homogeneous Brahma Jyoti. This is the ultimate. But the non-Advaita, version is there is something beyond Brahmajyoti. In this regard, I'll tell you, this is easy to understand. This railway analogy. Railway analogy. So there is one village in some remote place, and railway tracks have been introduced. And at night, the first train is going to come. The first train is going to arrive at the station. And one small boy, 6-year-old boy, is very excited. And his grandfather is at home. So the train is going to come. And the grandfather said, "You, my dear grandson, you run and find out what is the train. What is train? You run and tell me." So the small boy, he runs near the station. And from distance, about 2 kilometers away, the train is coming. And what he sees? The white light. And he goes running back. He goes running back and he tells his grandfather, "Grandfather, I know what is train." What is the train? White light. White light. Right? That is a Mayavadi. That is ultimate. Absolute truth is one white light. No variation, just a light out there. Then grandfather said, "Again you go. Again you go." Then again the grandson was running near the station. Now the train is a little bit closer and he can see engine, smoke coming out. In those days, coal engine, smoke is coming out and there are some bogies. So he goes running back and tells the grandfather, there is engine and there is bogie, there is smoke, and there are some wheels and some sound is also there. Choo, choo, choo. That sound is also there. Okay, grandfather said, okay. So that means it is not white light. There's something more than white light. Then grandfather says, again you go. But this time, the train is arrived at the station. And passengers are getting down and the boy goes inside the bogie. He sees there is bird, washroom, all this light, fan, all these things inside the train bogie. And the passenger, he gets the full picture. So the non-Advaita version is this. When you get the full picture of absolute, the Advaita version is you only see the white light from distance. So this is Advaita and or non-Advaita and Advaita. That is.
Like we see in map or sometimes.